I'm part of the CRCF team at the Center for Innovative Technology. CIT manages the Commonwealth Research Commercialization Fund, or CRCF. During this short informational presentation, I'll share some tips for crafting an effective proposal. We understand the effort that goes into a CRCF submission and the potential value of receiving a CRCF award. While these tips, along with the FAQs, feedback from the CRCF team, and other available resources are provided to help prepare strong and impactful submissions, they are not a guarantee for a CRCF award. The tips that follow have been curated from across all parts of the proposal preparation process. If you participated in or plan to check out the full-length live session, some of the information may be familiar. However, a few reminders never hurt. So let's get started. Strategies for preparing your application. Focus your application on the CRCF work. Demonstrate why CRCF funding is critical. Project economic benefits to Virginia. I think this is something many applicants struggle with. Demonstrate that you are thinking through to commercialization and beyond. CRCF is a state-funded grant program, so the Commonwealth is making an investment in Virginia with this program. Naturally, we want to see the return on that investment. Your project may be early stage, but we're asking you to envision how your technology might benefit the Commonwealth economically. For example, could there be job creation potential once your technology reaches the commercialization stage? Would there be an opportunity to spin out the technology into a new company? If you're with a university, could the IP generate revenue? Would there be different opportunities for collaboration with a manufacturing plant or another organization here in the Commonwealth? Your projected outcomes could be high level, but this is where you'll provide a picture of what the potential could be. Of course, our reviewers will be evaluating how realistic these goals are, so be realistic in those projections. Discuss plans for and the pathway to commercialization. This is required for all applicants, but for SBIR and STTR matching funds applicants, it's a standalone section of the proposal. Demonstrate the foundation for making a claim on market opportunity. Highlight the competitive advantage of the proposed solution and the market penetration strategies. Present a thorough proposal with a logical, realistic work plan and include appropriate team and/or partners to accomplish these goals. The work plan is a critical element of your proposal and is more than a bulleted list. It should be an explanation of the tasks and/or specific activities that will take place. Think how the work will be accomplished. This is the type of information that we're seeking. The graphic timeline is a separate element and should not take the place of the work plan. The strength of the team is evaluated and CVs are required as part of your submission. Discuss plans to secure and protect IP. In dual or multi-party projects, or when IP is licensed from another organization, executed IP agreements are required before awarded funds can be dispersed. The agreements must be durable enough to satisfy commercialization. We therefore recommend you be thinking through this now, including timing of preparing an IP agreement. Remember that CRCF is not a major equipment acquisition program. While there's no cap on equipment requests, the focus and use of CRCF funds should primarily be on technology development work. The importance of required content and format. Though it seems obvious, our biggest recommendation is to refer to program guidelines for content and formatting direction and use program-specific templates from the current or FY2019 round. It's important to present your content clearly and concisely. Use your space wisely. Graphics are included in the page count, so consider the value of large images or tables, large headings, etc. Adhere to the maximum allowable page count. Consider how much background information is necessary to accurately describe your technology. Try to avoid repetitive content. The executive summary is meant to provide a high-level overview of the proposed CRCF project. This is not meant to be a lengthy, detailed description of the work. Rather, it's where a reviewer can quickly and easily get a sense of the problem, your proposed technology solution, and who's involved. We're talking in the ballpark of a paragraph and no more than 2. Spend time later in the proposal fleshing out how the work will be accomplished, the credentials of key personnel, and how the work will impact the Commonwealth and the overall industry. For the SBIR and STTR matching funds programs, you'll provide a brief overview of both your federal project and of the CRCF project, including how that project will advance the work of the federal one. Note that the executive summary should be suitable for a general audience and that the content may be used to publicly describe your project. A sound evaluation plan is also required. This should be an overview of the criteria that describes performance measures for determining whether project objectives and milestones have been met, criteria that defines long-term project success, and how project execution will be managed. This discussion goes beyond identifying the frequency of meetings and the software that may be used for this process. In the guidelines, we provide insight into how content is weighted during the review process. Review the evaluation criteria to help you prepare that content. For example, if you look at the strategic alignment bullet in the program, you'll notice that the score is based on the ratio of indirect costs to the CRCF request and the strength of the private sector partnership. So you might choose to increase that score by lowering the indirect costs requested from CRCF. This year, the subject matter expert, or SME, evaluation forms are also available to applicants via the resources page, so you can see exactly how your project will be assessed. If you're stuck on a section, don't be afraid to try searching online for guidance. For example, there are a wealth of online resources to walk you through putting together a strong grant proposal. The importance of consistency and accuracy. Make sure that the budget correlates to the application materials and that information keyed into the online questionnaire is also consistent with the proposal content and with the budget. Just so you know, CIT runs reports from the data entered into the online questionnaire. Therefore, it's important that this information is as correct as possible, so I do recommend you pay close attention before submitting. How to handle resubmissions and follow-on submissions. For resubmissions, show work that has been done in the interim since your previous submission or award in the case that the project had to be declined by the applicant for any reason to advance the technology. You should also address concerns raised by reviewers of the non-funded CRCF submission. For follow-on submissions, briefly highlight how CRCF funds help to achieve particular outcomes in your prior project, and then how new funding will continue to advance the technology towards commercialization. I already touched on this, but if you're previously familiar with CRCF and have prepared an application during a prior funding round, please don't resubmit those materials. Our templates and criteria change from solicitation to solicitation, so make sure that you're using FY2019 materials. Each program has different requirements, so if you use the wrong template, there is a high probability that your proposal will be missing key elements. If you're having difficulty finding the correct template, please reach out to us. It may also be helpful to briefly, and at a high level, call out some common deficiencies that we see with CRCF applications. This is important because applications that don't comply with the guidelines will not proceed past our initial review. CIT has no obligation to reach out to applicants to request clarification or more information. So make sure that you provide sufficient detail to allow for an understanding of the work. Include all required elements. Omitting any can result in your application not moving forward. For example, the detailed work plan, graphic timeline, or CVs. Caps exist on some budget categories, so pay particular attention to your direct cost versus indirect cost ratio. This year, indirect cost caps are on the direct cost request versus the total CRCF request that you may have seen in past years. Also be attentive to work being conducted by the applicant organization versus subcontractors or consultants. The applicant organization must do the majority, that is at least 51% of the proposed CRCF technology development work. Avoid sloppy submissions. Proofread your proposals before you submit. Typos and grammatical errors can lead to unsuccessful applications. If at any time throughout the application process you have additional questions, the best way to reach our team is through the email address crcf@cit.org. That inbox is monitored by myself as well as other members of the team to ensure prompt responses to all the inquiries we receive. We're available during business hours, Monday through Friday, with the exception of holidays. We look forward to hearing from you, and along with these videos, hope to help you prepare the strongest and most competitive submissions possible. Thanks so much for your time.